Hello aspirants, welcome to Ekam IAS Academy. As part of our quick bite series, today we are going to discuss about world's largest clean energy park that is situated near Indo-Pakistan border. Normally when we remember about India-Pakistan border, we come across the infiltrations or LOC and the ceasefire violations and all these things. But in the recent times, because of the world's largest clean energy park, which is situated in Kavda in Gujarat, it has hosted the world's largest park, which is even visible from the space. So this is making history because of different unique features it had. It is a clean energy park, so it doesn't only have solar energy, it will have different aspects of solar energy, wind energy and hybrid energy. So in this aspect, we'll be knowing what are the uniqueness of this particular or unique features of this park, and also we'll understand what are India's renewable energy targets. So first we need to understand, when we come across the term energy, which is the future of the coming generations. So here, you know, most of the times we are traditionally dependent on non-renewable sources like fossil fuels, coal and all, okay, which will exhaust with use. But in case of renewable energy is inexhaustible, you can say. That means even after use also they will easily replenish, okay, they don't get exhausted. So this is the main difference, you know. But in terms of renewable energy, in the recent times there is very high demand for renewable energy resources because we are trying to shift towards cleaner sources. And if you have remembered, we have a goal called SDG 7, where we say we are giving priority to clean and affordable energy. That is also part of our SDG, right? So which we wanted to achieve. So, and you know, each and every country, it is pledging its own targets. So it wants to either meet by 2030 or by 2050. That means entire world is becoming climate ambitious in meeting its renewable energy targets. In this regard, we should discuss about this world's largest clean energy project, which is situated in the state of Gujarat. So without any delay, you can see here. So why this we are discussing is Adani Green Limited, that is a private agency's project, you can say, which has hosted this world's largest clean energy or renewable energy park, you can say, that is located in Gujarat in Kavda region. So this Kavda is the name of the nearest village over which this was named. So here you have to keep in mind, this Kavda is in the Rann of Kutch region of Gujarat. Most important, okay. So in state PCS, these type of questions can be asked. So then you should also know where it is located. So as I told you, it is in Gujarat's Rann of Kutch region. So this is actually a barren land. So in this way, you can use the barren land for the renewable energy or infrastructure projects, so that we can have good potential out of this. So you can remember, this project is having the generational capacity of 45 gigawatts of renewable capacity. Do remember, it is not only confined to solar or wind energy, but it is generating cumulative or hybrid solar cum wind energy across, you can say, almost 45 gigawatts, you can say, that will be realized mostly from the solar energy. Then why this was chosen? Because this is the almost, you can say, this is the second best source of the solar radiation after Ladakh region, and also it has huge wind energy potential also. Because of these reasons, this particular location was chosen as the location of this site. Then it is a remote location, a barren land, you can say, which was of very like remote area. Actually this was a remote airstrip, you can say, airstrip which was not in use anymore. So they have chosen this land to have this particular project there, and it is a barren land, so that there won't be any land use conflicts or land use complications arising out of this. This is the most important thing we have to know. Then interestingly, this is just 1 kilometer from the international boundary between India and Pakistan. You know, international boundary between India and Pakistan, that is guarded by force called BSF, Border Security Force. So this is the largest border guarding force in across entire world, and the same BSF will be guarding the borders with Pakistan as well as with Bangladesh. So it is just 1 kilometer away from the international boundary with Pakistan. So this is another interesting point. Then coming to the area wise, if you see, the area size of this project is almost 5 times that of the city of Paris size. In that way, you can understand how much big it is. So this is almost 538 square kilometers of area, and investment, how much they're putting here is 1.5 lakh crore, you can see. And this particular amount is going to get generated with almost 30 megawatts of cumulative clean energy. That means out of this 30 megawatts, 24 megawatts we wanted to generate the solar energy, and 6 from wind energy. So this is what we have the target set. Okay, 24 megawatts for solar and 6 megawatts for the wind energy. 30 megawatts totally they wanted to generate from this area. Then you have to interestingly know whatever the energy that is getting generated from this park. Okay, so what that energy is combinedly, it can suffice the needs of Belgium, Chile and Switzerland together. Whatever the energy requirements they want, entire park can supply this much amount of energy, that is 81 billion units of electricity can be generated using this park. This is another interesting fact. Then what are the challenges? So challenges of dust storms can be very often here because it is in the arid region. So most of the times dust storms are very common, and also lack of infrastructure. So it is in the boundary area where there won't be much development, and lack of infrastructure is also one challenge this project may face. Then what are the India's performance? If you see what is India's ranking, if you see, India is India is having fourth largest installed solar as well as wind energy capacity in the world. At the same time, India is also the fourth country having renewable energy infrastructure in the world. So in this point of view, you have to remember. Then what are the other things we have to keep in mind? As of now, if you have seen, we are trying to shift our focus from non-fossil fuel based to non-fossil fuel based. But if you see, traditionally Indian economy is dependent on coal. So we are traditionally dependent on coal. So what is the coal in share in the power mix means? If you have seen in 2022, our dependence on coal is almost 73%. Then we are expecting this to be decreased to 50% by 2030. That means at least we wanted to bring this down to 50%, so that we wanted to increase the renewable energy mix. Then solar energy contribution, you know, this is the goal we have initially kept, that is 100 gigawatts out of 175 gigawatts what we initially targeted. Out of this 100 we wanted to generate from solar energy, but now how much we are able to produce in the country? 109 gigawatts, but this have to be increased to 392 gigawatts by 2030. This is the target we have set, okay, in terms of solar energy. Then what are the renewable energy targets India has kept? You know, previously in 2021 Paris Summit we have kept these targets like 175 gigawatts by 2022. This is what the target, out of which 100 from solar, 60 from wind energy, 10 from biomass and 5 from small hydro projects. So this is what, but in subsequently what we have pledged is, you know, as part of Glasgow Summit in COP26 to UNFCCC, India has pledged 5 goals, and the Indian Prime Minister has given a term for that called Panchamrit principles, out of which the same 175 gigawatts of renewable energy target was enhanced to 500 gigawatts by 2030. Okay, 175 was replaced now with 500 gigawatts till 2030. That is the first goal we have kept. Okay, then we have also said that at least 50% of our energy needs by 2030 will be met from non-fossil fuel based or renewable energy based. That is another target. And then we also have pledged to eliminate carbon emissions by at least 1 billion tons. That is what carbon emissions will be reduced by 1 billion tons from 2020 to whatever we have that Glasgow Summit. From then by 2030, at least we wanted to decrease the carbon in emissions intensity by 1 billion tons. Then we also have kept a target by 2030, we wanted to reduce carbon intensity by 45%. And also we have kept most important target is we wanted to achieve net zero emissions by 2070. So these are 5 principles we have kept in as part of Glasgow Summit in COP26, which we call as Panchamrit principles, or India's intended nationally determined contributions, INDCs we call. So, and you have remembered in the recent times we have first global stock take also happened, that is a review of this INDCs of every country. So this is another term you have to keep in mind. Then what is the next thing we have to discuss is, as part of this renewable energy push, what we are saying, what are the government initiatives that were brought? First, importantly, we have to keep in mind National Solar Mission. This is one of the missions of 8 missions which were part of National Action Plan on Climate Change. This is one mission out of it. Then we have International Solar Alliance. You know, this was launched on the lines of COP21 in Paris Summit by India and France. This is another thing we have kept as a target. Then, you know, Indian International Headquarters is headquartered in India itself, in Gurugram of India itself. Then Pradhan Mantri Kisan Urja Suraksha Evam Uttam Mahabhiyan. This is PM Kusum. Kusum, you know, this is under Ministry of New and Renewable Energy, where they are providing electric panels, solar electric panels to the farmers, from which they can generate their own energy, and extra energy can be sold off to the grid so that they have additional income. Apart from this, in the recent times, if you have remembered, we are also launching Pradhan Mantri Suryodaya Yojana. This is also to promote solar energy. Like this, we have different interventions brought in renewable energy domain. Then you have to remember about wind power. Wind power, we have wind solar hybrid power. That means totally we are trying to harness both. Okay, so in case if you know which state in India is having the potential to generate maximum solar energy, try to put your answer in the comment section. And in terms of wind energy, which Indian state is leading, that also try to answer. Then National Offshore Wind Energy Policy is also released in terms of enhancing wind energy capacity. So these are the government initiatives in this regard. As the practice question in the previous video, we can see which UN organ separately elects the judges to the International Court of Justice. So whether it is General Assembly, Security Council, both or none means answer is both of the above. Okay, so A and B together, that means UN General Assembly and Security Council, both members together elect the members to the International Court of Justice, which is one of the principal organs of UN. Then it's time for today's question. You can see the term intended rationally determined contributions is sometimes seen in news is in the context of A. Pledges by the European countries to rehabilitate the war-affected Middle East and plan of action outlined by the countries of the world with respect to combating climate change. Capital contributed by the member countries in the establishment of Asian Infrastructure Investment Bank. Plan of action outlined by the countries of the world regarding the sustainable development goals. So which is the correct option suiting to the intended determined nationally contributions? Try to put your answer in the comment section. This is all with respect to this video. We have seen what are the features of world's largest clean energy park or renewable energy park that was located in the Kawada region of Gujarat, and what are its unique features. At the same time, we also have revised what are the renewable energy targets of India. Thank you for watching. Have a good day.